Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
That's the biggest concern with these folks, is just their propensity to escalate it to a high level of violence.
A biker gang turf war could be revving up in our area. Now officers are asking you to be careful because the gangs don't just target each other.
Valley News Team's Veronica Marshall spoke with police who are hoping to tackle the issue.
Ronnie Schneider knows bikers. Not only does he manage a motorcycle dealership, he's been riding for 30 years. He says most riders just enjoy the companionship and being out in nature.
I just like getting out, being out there with my friends, open road, experiencing the different areas, driving through Lakes Country, just kind of freedom.
Unfortunately, that isn't the case for everyone. Fargo police say criminal biker gangs are here, and the warmer weather is drawing them out.
The gangs have always been here. We've had several criminal gangs that do pass through our area. Some members do live in our area. The Sons of Silence they claim North Dakota as their state. We have some Hells Angels who live here.
Now, officers want residents to be on the lookout. Is there any danger to the public?
Well, these guys are a criminal gang. They always pose somewhat of a danger. They do bring in drugs. They do a lot of prostitution.
Officers say gang members typically wear patches that show which gang they belong to. Also, most biker gang members are older because it can take up to 15 years to get into the gang. Police say if you see a biker who is acting suspiciously, call police.
I would really tell people not to ever try to take anything physical with these folks. They are always armed with some type of weapon.
But residents should also keep in mind, not everyone who rides is dangerous.
99% of all motorcycle riders are just like you and me, but 1% aren't.
Men and women that are, in college, all the way up to doctors and lawyers that ride and enjoy a motorcycle and the freedom, and also law enforcement to, just your normal guy that works in a factory every day. So pretty much any span of people you can think of is going to be who's on motorcycles nowadays.
In Fargo, Veronica Marshall, Valley News Live.
Fargo police say witnesses are especially important when it comes to prosecuting biker gangs. Gang members will normally not turn on each other or cooperate with police even when it comes to their rivals. So they ask, if you see something, say something.
A city commissioner has a plan to end the frustration over special assessments in Fargo by doing away with specials. Tony Gehrig explained his plan tonight on Point of View on KX4 with Chris Berg. He suggests having developers pay the specials and adding the cost into the price of a new home. He also suggests raising utility rates to cover water and sewage treatment costs that are currently paid with sales taxes. Gehrig says that although this would be a huge change, it's a change that residents have been calling for.
We're mortgaging infrastructure, which is a terrible way to do things because it becomes very, very expensive. That's why we're in debt, $450 million. And if people aren't concerned about that, if we had a situation, and I'm not saying we will, like in Arizona or Florida or all these other places where people couldn't afford their mortgage anymore, so they stopped paying them, that cost is still going to somebody and goes to the city of Fargo. We can't default on that. We'd have to tax you more to make up for that. So to carry this on our balance sheet is very, very dangerous, and ultimately it's on your back as the people of Fargo to pay for that.
Gehrig adds that he's been trying to get rid of specials for years, and with recent complaints from residents about high assessments, he's taking action.
In the United States, home ownership is the lowest it's been since 1967, but that's not necessarily the case in North Dakota. That's in part because residents have choices on homes to buy. But across the country, people don't have as many options. Amy Hullett with the Board of Realtors says North Dakota has had housing inventory for over a year, which is opposite from the rest of the U.S. This gives North Dakotans more options when they're house hunting.
I do think that economically you're seeing an uptick in first-time homebuyers and in all price ranges because we now are a little bit more economically stable.
Hullett says she believes the housing market will continue to be strong in the state the next few years.
A little rain out there this evening, but not for everyone. Hutch, what's it looking like for the overnight and morning hours?
Most of the rain shifting off to the east side of the Red River Valley as we head to the overnight hours. Not all of this is reaching the ground, but a few of us near Bemidji and up in Beltrami County, we may see a few showers making their way off to the east now as we go through the next couple of hours. Still mild temperatures here in the south in the 50s, and it does look like we'll stay a little mild, but then cool off into the 40s as we go through the overnight hours. Light and variable winds and clearing skies setting the stage for a pretty nice Thursday. As we get ready for that, I'll have details on what you can expect for high temperatures tomorrow afternoon, and we'll talk about some weekend rain chances here in just a moment.
All right, thanks.
The Boy Scouts of America announced today they'll be renamed Scouts BSA instead of the Boy Scout program. The change comes after the organization decided last fall to allow girls into the program starting in 2019. Cub Scout packs across the country have already started admitting girls. Northern Lights Council for the Scouts in Fargo says changing the name doesn't change the program.
Our scouting families came to us and said, we'd like to have a program that is scouting friendly. We'd like something that our girls can do as well as our boys. So earlier this year, we piloted a program that's gone well. This fall, we'll continue to invite girls into Cub Scout packs throughout the area.
The Boy Scouts of America said more than 3,000 girls have joined the Early Adopter program and are participating in Cub Scouts ahead of the full launch later this year.
If you're a North Dakota College graduate who's working in a STEM-related occupation, you may be eligible for student loan forgiveness. Residents who feel they may qualify can now apply for the 2018 STEM Loan Forgiveness Program. STEM-related jobs involve science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. The deadline to apply is May 31st, and award recipients will be notified by the end of July. For a list of requirements and a link to apply, go to our website at valleynewslive.com and click on this story.
A Beltrami woman has a warning for any of you hoping to get some last-minute deals at Herberger's. If you haven't heard yet, all locations across the country will be closing. Ardell Aya drove over 60 miles to use a $100 gift card that she received for Christmas. But when she got there, an associate told her they're no longer accepting gift cards. And what really surprises Ardell is having no warning.
Somebody should let somebody know that the gift cards are no longer good. Yeah. And I don't know how long they had been good for, if it was 2 weeks or how long the gift cards were going to be good. Yeah.
We tried talking to someone from the store here in Moorhead, but they referred us to their corporate office. The Better Business Bureau says the best thing shoppers can now do is follow the bankruptcy proceedings and try to file a claim. This story came to us via our whistleblower hotline. If you need help with a serious issue in your community, call us 237-6576. Leave your tip, and then we will do our best to get to the bottom of it.
A feature that was once a bonus on your automobile is now required for all new cars in the United States. USA Today reports that a federal regulation took effect today requiring rear-view cameras and video displays in all new passenger vehicles. Congress passed the law in 2008, but automakers had several years to get ready for the change. The measure is intended to help drivers avoid accidents. More than 200 people are killed every year in back-over crashes, and more than 12,000 are injured.
Still to come tonight, a nationwide food poisoning outbreak linked to romaine lettuce has claimed its first fatality.
And a tick bite could make you allergic to red meat. Hear which tick is causing problems and the symptoms to watch out for. That's up next.